In the advanced labeling section using Python, what we're going to look at is how do we change the font faces, how do we change the font colors to make things more user-friendly and to make the map more explainable. So first of all, when we look at changing colors of the font, it's going to use a tag feature, and the way the tag feature is going to work is we're going to use brackets. And so this will give a command like color, which is CLR. We're going to have something inside here, and we'll put a plus sign on each side of it. And then we're going to close the command at the end with a dash line in the same command, again inside brackets. Now we can have multiple commands inside here, so let me change my color of pen so this is more obvious. Let's go to a purple pen. We can have another command here, such as font, and at the end, to end that command, we've got to put it outside of the first command with the backslash there. So the inner commands are nested together. The outer commands are nested together, and so you have to do it in the same order in which it was done originally. So the font was the first command, and this is not complete, but the font was the first command, and then it's the last command. The color commands were inside of the font commands, and so they have to remain inside. So the first command we do has to be the last command. The next command that we do has to be the next to last command, and so on and so forth. So we're going to do some color information here. So we start the process the same as before. We get up to this point, and let me switch pens, and we get here to the if command that we had before. If RR is equal to CN, and remember CN is Canadian National, then if it's true, we're going to drop down to the indented line. If it's not true, we're going to drop down here to the else statement. So let's look at the return command. We say color red equals 255. Each color, red, green, and blue, goes between 0 and 255. So there's net 256 different colors of red, 256 different colors of green, and so on. So we're going to say the color red is 255. That's a saturated red color that we're looking at. Next, we're going to say the font size is going to be 15-point font. Then we put a plus sign. It's got to be inside these quotation marks. And we're going to do what we did before and say it's going to be named Canadian National on the map and not going to be named CN like is in the attribute table. We're not changing the attribute table. All we're doing is changing how the label is displayed. Then note we close the font command, and then we close the color command. So color was on the outside, color is still on the outside, font was inside of it, and they're still inside of it. Let's look at another one. So if we go to the else statement, is the railroad name Powell? Remember, Powell was Paducah and Louisville, and the BOL command is bold. The color we're going to make it is green, but it's going to be 200, so it's not going to be the darkest green that we can make. And then we have the name, and then we close the commands in the same order we opened them. So here we're just looking at it being either red, green, or blue. But we can also combine colors together, so we can have a red equals 100, comma, and I need to put my little single quotes, green equals 75, and so on and so forth. So you can combine percentages of red, green, and blue. Again, each of them goes from 0 to 255 on what we're looking at. So a good website that you can go to, and the link is given to you in the exercise, is this website here, and you can look at colors. So as you're looking at this, I can change red, let's say, to 200. Green, let's make it 75. And we're going to have no blue, let's say there, so we'll make it 0. And our net result is we get a magenta type color here, as you can see. Or we can see what yellow's numbers are by coming in here, clicking, and this is another one, 229, 255, 204 for that yellow. If we want the darker yellow, 255, 255, 0. And we can come back here and play with that. 255, 255, 0. And we can see our yellow color. And down here is our hexadecimal number. 2 digits for red, 2 digits for green, 2 digits for blue. Again, just to do one more here, let's look at this pale blue color. This pale blue color is 102, 178, 255, 102, 78, 255. And I must have copied the numbers down wrong there, but you can see it's a blue color there. If we have all the numbers at 255, we get white. And if we, so we're right over there. And if we have all the numbers at 0, we get black, as you can see there. So again, our yellow color was something in there. So something like that. So you can see how the colors work. Let me leave the website here. And remember that we can put multiple colors. Red, green, and blue are our 3 choices if we're using the RGB system. And whatever the first command is has to be the last command. The next command has to be the next command. And we could have a third command in here. Has to be the third command. Remember also, we have to finish our commands with these backslashes.